Welcome back to Ori Soaps and Bubbles. We have an exciting and hopefully helpful video for you today. As always, we are open to suggestions. If there is a soap you want us to make on our channel for you to see and for you to see the outcome, we will definitely do that. Just leave it in the comment section below. Thank you so much and always enjoy. Previously on Ori Soaps and Bubbles. The previous video here is actually under the newbie fails video. It was for one of my first melt and pours that I had ever done. And then you guys will get a chance to see the new soap that I've come up is my own recipe, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. All right, let's watch and see what happens. Okay, so my first melt and pour turned out horrible, as you can see in the picture. Also, you'll notice that it had white parts on top. Though it's because it overfroze in the freezer. I cooked this soap about 5 or 6 times, which was crazy, over and over trying to get it right, and I just did not do it right. If you want to see the full video, head over to the newbie fails and check out first melt and pour. Now let's get on to my charcoal soap.
Okay, hi everybody. I got everything together today because I'm gonna be making some soap. I'm making an activated charcoal soap. This is my own recipe that I'm making here. Nothing too into it, just really putting a recipe together with the charcoal soap that's gonna actually work for your skin, your face, your hair, just overall beauty overall. No, I said that twice, right? Don't make any sense. I'm just gonna kind of keep you guys going with what I actually add into it, how I do everything, why it's important to do things certain ways, and I'll just talk as I go. So to get things started, the first things first is to always have your pot heating, which I have this sitting in the wrong place. So I'm going to kind of move some stuff around. You'll probably get a chance to see me moving a lot of stuff around. Okay, perfect. All right. That's just my temperature thing there. This is the bag with all the spoons and everything I use just for soap making. Some of my butters. So we'll get around to this. Move my blender out of the way. I know this looks a little messy right now and everything seems like it's all over the.
So what's happening here is I'm rearranging everything on the table. I didn't have it right. I'm showing you the inside of the pot. After you cook in the pot several times, if you make soap in it a lot, you'll notice the white ring on the inside. And then I'm turning the pot on to get it warm. And then I'm going to turn it up to 300 degrees. I always preheat my pot up to 300 degrees. I try to organize the table where I can actually work off the table in a correct manner, the way that is easier for me to work out off of. And then after I get everything there, I'm going to bring you guys back so you can actually see how we go ahead and measure out our oils and everything. So without further ado, let's get right to it after I put the camera right.
Do is turn this unit on, and once it comes on, it has a set of 0. So what we're going to do, we take our bowl, we set it on top, make sure nothing else is touching anything else around it. And then, because this bowl by itself weighs 4.27 ounces, we're going to tear it out, which turns it back at a 0. So anything now we pour in here, we'll be able to measure out what the oils and everything is without adding anything else into it. I'm sorry, I'm super, I don't know. I just constantly clean around me. Anyways.
Now we're going to go ahead and measure out our oils in order to put them in the pot and start them to heat up.
Overfill this a little bit, and then it's going to go right in the pot here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Got cut off. I had a call that came through. All right, so we're at 64. We got to do 72, 68, 70. Like I said, I almost filled this container up. We're at 71. All right, so we're at 72.13. That 13 is way too much. So I'm gonna go in and just take out some. And right now it says 71.50, so I'm gonna put a little bit back. All right, that's it. We're at 72. Now I try to be a little bit exact.
Now that we've measured out our oils, we're gonna get them all inside the bigger pot. I'm gonna top up my bucket first. I left the top in the closet, so I went to get it, come back, top up everything. After I get everything topped up, then I'm gonna pour the oil here that we've measured out into the pot. After pouring it into the pot and get everything in there, then I will do a dish run, which is what I call go and wash those dishes. And I try to get them done as quickly as possible, especially while the oils are heating up, you know. You don't want to waste time to get that done. So that was the next thing that I did after that. And then I'll bring you back for the next one. Now what we're going to do is take the time to measure out our lye and find out why we pour the lye into the water and not the other way around. We don't want to do it the other way around. Here we go.
When you measure out lye, lye has to be poured into the water. If you do it the other way around, what happens is the water and the lye, if you pour the water into the lye, then it is going to mix together and explode. A lot of people won't tell you that. So if you decide to do this, make sure you have your mask, goggles. You're supposed to be doing this outside, well ventilated. I have my window open and my door cracked. While I'm doing this part, I clean this out with no water in it so I can measure out the lye portion. And you could do this with soda ash if you have soda ash. Either or, but it does need to be measured exact or as close as possible to it as you can. So we're going to tear that out. Oh, I cleaned all these. Let me move them out of the way. Now you're supposed to have on gloves. I do have gloves just for this part. I don't have like the regular gloves for the other part. All right. So here are the gloves. I've been doing this for so long, just for the video, I will put them on. Sometimes I don't even put them on because I've been doing this for so long right now. I've gotten pretty much used to it, but my gloves cover all the way up my arm. And you'll see that in a moment. But they are a little big. I am appreciative of them. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Safety comes first. So I'll put them on for the video. This is me gloving myself up. There we go. Now, next thing you're gonna need is your safety goggles when doing this portion. So, you know I brought my safety goggles. It's all a matter of where I set them up here on the table. All right. Oh, here we go. All right, now, safety goggles. Got them on. First things first, want to make sure you guys have plenty enough light so you can see what's happening. There we go. Open your lye. You're going to pour this in the container away from you, so be far away. Make sure the container's not touching it. One of my little tiny spoons to reach in, grab some of the lye and put it back in the container. To deactivate lye, you do not use water, you use vinegar. You use vinegar to deactivate lye. So if you ever get on your clothes, ever get anywhere on you, you use vinegar. White regular vinegar. Okay. That's how I put it back into the container. I make sure there's nothing on the sides of it. All right, now this has been in lye. So I have my jar of vinegar. This is my other jar of vinegar and it says it on the front. And I open it. And to deactivate this is why I went on a wash run. I'm gonna take one of my other containers that'll be sitting pretty much here. I'm gonna slide this over out of the way for a moment. Slide this in the view. And I'm gonna take a little bit of vinegar, just a little bit, and pour it over it. And then drop the spoon down in there. That deactivated the sodium hydroxide, or lye, as they would say. And this is gonna go back in the very, very top of my closet. Now I have my lye measured out. I'm gonna take my lye and I'm just gonna sit it here. Now to measure out water, I don't need gloves on. To be honest, I really don't. I'm gonna tear the scale out. I'm gonna sit that there, it's got the vinegar in it. Now the water. I'm gonna measure the water in one of the other containers. And I'm gonna end up pouring all of this, the lye solution, in a glass container and stirring it, okay?
Now I'm just actually measuring out the water, and it took me a minute to get this right because I kept pouring too much water. Then I had to take it out and do it all over again when something fell in my container, and I got so angry at it. But anyways, that's the reason why you see me pull my gloves off, so that way I wouldn't have that problem again. And here we go. Okay, so now we go ahead and add in our lye into our water, stir it up, and then we're gonna go ahead and sanitize our gloves as well as everything that's in that container. We're gonna add vinegar to it, and that you see me actually adding it right now. It doesn't matter how much it is. I just use this cup to make it easier for me to pour in there, and I sit it over to the side. And let's get moving. So right here, I'm actually checking the temperature of the actual oils, and I'm gonna check the temperature of the lye. Now, I am really crazy when it comes to this point, and I try not to be, but I can't help it, guys. I am a stickler for trying to get the temperatures right because I have messed up so many times, and I'm like, nope. Once you get it and you understand it, we just have to go with it. And then I started cleaning up everything, and then after that, I'll bring you back. So yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, so here I go ahead and I mix together all of my additives that I'm going to be adding into the soap, and I add it to the actual oils that are in the pot before I add my lye water into the oils to make the soap. I do it that way because it's much easier for me. It does not cook off, and it incorporates very well into the soap. And that way, if there are any irritants in the soap that I put in there, because I have extremely sensitive skin as well as my children, that kind of kills everything for me, and it doesn't bother us to use the soap, but the soap actually works wonders for our skin. So that's what you see me actually doing here. I get it all mixed up together, and I did mix all of that in with a little bit of the oils themselves. I did not use anything else. I just used the oils themselves. And now I'm gonna add them to the pot, and after I get them added in with the oils, I am going to stick blend it just a little bit to incorporate everything very well. I'm not gonna stick blend it too well. After that, where I'll bring you guys back, and we should be adding in our lye to the pot. And then once we get the lye added in, we'll go from there, okay? So thank you so much. Keep watching and see what happens.
Cook. Okay? So we'll just kind of set this over to the side. And now I'm gonna mix in the lye.
So here, I'm actually adding in the lye and everything, just like you saw me. I'm gonna blend it for a while until we get to a thick trace, and then I'm gonna allow it to actually cook on its own. It's not gonna take long after this that it's going to turn directly into the soap that we're looking for. Now, the difference with hot processed soap and this soap right now, if I wanted to, I could stop right there, turn everything completely off, and pour it into the molds, and it would sit for 4 to 6 weeks. I don't want that. I want to be able to continue it and use it right away. So keep watching. So my little mini-me was helping me fill up this soap mold, and then it actually made over the 10 pounds of soap. And this soap is dedicated to my son, Matatyahu and Shiriya, one of our distant family members. And I made this soap because they were having issues with their skin and everything, and I wanted to do something to help out with that and to make it easier for them. And so I dedicated this soap to them. Even though it's an activated charcoal soap, I made sure it was very moisturizing and for sensitive skin, and my little mini-me is such a help. Let me tell you, making this soap was so much fun. It really, really was. And hopefully you guys get a chance to enjoy some soaps that you guys would like to make and put together. So as I finish filling this up, you guys always have the most beautiful day and stay creative. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Loved Ori Soaps and Bubbles video? Head down to the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get those notifications. Thumbs up or thumbs down if you like the video, and leave a review so that way we know what we can improve on. It's very much appreciated, and as always, have the most excellent day. Ori Soaps and Bubbles.